on this multi-operational problem. Here are the questions that go with my problem, but in order to answer these questions first, I need to organise the information that I have been given. So I know this task talks about distances from home to each of these particular shops. So I'm going to begin, before I even look at the information, by outlining my paths. The first path would be the longest, to either the toy shop or the cake shop. The next path I can take is either to the shoe shop or to the pet shop. And the last shorter paths are either to the bookshop or to the candy shop. So now that I've outlined my routes of travel, I can have a look at my information here and start eliminating some of the information. The first point says toy shop is 48 kilometres from home. So I'm going to say distance from the toy shop to home is 48 kilometres. The next piece of information says cake shop is 24 kilometres from home. So I'm going to outline that here, 24 kilometres. That was easy. The next point says the distance from home to the shoe shop is 4 times the distance from home to bookshop. So home to shoe shop is 4 times the distance from home to bookshop. So I'm just going to leave that there for the moment. That's my formula to work out the distance from home to shoe shop, but I need to know the distance from home to bookshop. So let's have a look at my other points. The distance from home to toy shop is 3 times the distance from home to shoe shop. So home to toy shop, I might just move my information down on the page so I can mark the distance from home to toy shop is 3 times the distance from home to shoe shop. So I know that that equals 48. Now, if I use my working out space, 3 times something equals 48. Now I can either take a guess, use addition, or I can use my inverse operation and say that 48 divided by 3 will give me the distance from home to shoe shop. So 3 into 4 goes once, carry the 1, 3 into 18 goes 6. So my answer is 3 times 16 equals 48. So that means the distance from home to shoe shop is 16 kilometres. Before I go to my next point, I'm going to use 16 kilometres to figure out the distance from home to bookshop, because I know that 4 times the distance from home to bookshop is 16. So I'm going to work out again 4 times something equals 16. Now I already know that 4 times 4 is 16. So that means that the distance of a bookshop is 4 kilometres. Okay, so far I've worked out the distance from home to toy shop, home to shoe shop, and home to bookshop. And I also know home to cake shop. My last point says the distance from home to cake shop is 4 times the distance from home to pet shop. And I know that equals 24. So again, I'm going to use my working out space to help me find the missing number. 4 times something equals 24. Now you might already know the answer to that, but I'm going to use my inverse operation, and I'm going to do 24 divided by 4. And I know that 4 goes into 2, you can't do. Carry the 2, 4 into 24 goes 6 times. So the answer to the distance from home to pet shop is 6 kilometres. Now, nowhere in my information does it talk about the candy shop, so I'm just going to leave that blank for the moment. And now I'm going to have a look at answering the actual questions to the problem. So you can see that there's many steps I need to do before I get to the questions. What is the distance in kilometres Andy has to travel from home to buy shoes? I know that the answer to that question is here. It's 16 kilometres. What is the distance from his home to buy books to the bookshop? That's this route here, and the answer is 4 kilometres. From his home to the cake shop and then return home. Now, from home to the cake shop is 24 kilometres, but if we're going to return home, we need to do that twice, and the answer to that is 48 kilometres. So 48 kilometres. What is the distance from his home to the pet shop? 6 kilometres. And from his home to the pet shop and then back again. So again, I need to do that route 2 times. 6 times 2 equals 12 kilometres. Now I might like to challenge myself by asking some other questions, such as how many times would I need to walk to the cake shop to make the same distance from home to the toy shop? Or how long would it take me to walk to the bookshop, then to the shoe shop and back home? You can think of some other questions to challenge yourself.